You guys want to hear something absolutely insane that no one else will tell you? There's a massive change happening right now with the Toronto condo market. Here's what's happening. There's too much supply that no one wants to buy. And in this video, I'll tell you why this problem will not be going away in 2025. First, let me just say that this isn't a problem. It's actually the opposite. We're so used to not having enough condo inventory, and now we have too much. Let me give you some background on the current state of the Toronto condo market. Without trying to fluff the situation and just being straight up with you, I can honestly tell you that today, Toronto condos are in a serious slump right now. As for next year, don't expect it to change too much, and I'm here to tell you in this video 3 reasons why. First reason why the Toronto condo market is not bouncing back in 2025. There is too much supply in the market today. So what does supply actually look like today? As of this video recording, there are 10,000 active condo listings in the GTA. Of those 10,000, 6,200 are in Toronto. I'll say it again. There are 6,200 active condo listings in Toronto. This represents 62% of all active condo listings in all of the GTA. This year, we've had 22,000 condos sold in the GTA so far. 13,000 of those were in Toronto, which represents 59% of the condos sold in the GTA. Sales today are about 40% of what we'd normally like to see in a regular market. This means that the existing supply is not being sold fast enough, which also means falling condo prices. On the new development side, we have a record high of unsold new developments. There's about 26,000 new construction condo units that haven't been sold yet. This adds up to about 34 months of supply based on the regular run rate, which would last about 10 or 12 months. There are 349 active condo projects between Oakville and Bowmanville. 73 of those are projected to be completed in 2025. Developers have taken a hit on sales of their new condo projects. This led to about 60 projects that got placed on hold. At 350 units on average per project, these 60 new developments would have added 21,000 additional homes. We'll need these homes built one day, but there's just no demand for them right now. We're also seeing more assignment sales. If you don't know what an assignment sale is, let me show you. Let me just get this whiteboard. Can you see this? Is this in the frame? This is my giant contract to illustrate what I'm talking about. I just realized this whiteboard's massive, but it's the only one I have. So now let's say you sign a contract to buy a pre-construction condo. You purchase this for $500,000. It'll take 4 years to build. Okay, so you sell the contract to another buyer for $550,000. So you now sold the agreement to someone else through an assignment. The buyer's happy because they're getting the new home they want, and you're happy because you made a $50,000 profit. Sounds good, right? Here's where it's not good. In the last year, we've seen a growing number of assignment sales. Purchasers are assigning these units because home values have gone down. Well, what does falling home prices have to do with anything when they've already bought the unit? As a result, there's actually a downhill effect created in 2 ways. The unit gets appraised at a lower value, and the bank says they can't give the mortgage you need, and some of the money you thought you were going to get from the bank disappears. The purchaser now has to add in the extra money from their own pockets to make up for the difference. Money which they might not even have. Add this problem to the fact that mortgage rates are probably double what they thought they'd originally get, and this creates a large problem. So they try to sell or assign the agreement, usually at a price below the original purchase price. This means that instead of making a profit, they're losing money. Yet the number of assignment sales are growing because of difficult financial situations in today's economy. These assignment sales are sometimes done privately, but they're also often found on the resale market. And resale listings are sitting on the market at prices lower than 2 years ago. Remember when I said this at the beginning of the video? There are 10,000 active condo listings in the GTA. 6,200 active condo listings in Toronto. This represents 62% of all active condo listings in all of the GTA. Supply in the GTA is absolutely sky high. We're seeing an insane amount of listings, which would normally be a good thing to balance out the market, but here's the catch. They're barely getting any showings. No home showings, no home sales. So the resale market is flooded with inventory. Add in the assignment sales and also add in the amount of new construction homes expected to come next year, and we have a problem of an oversupplied market. If sales continue to be this slow throughout 2025, then the problem with an oversupplied market will be here to stay, because we can't expect the market to take a turn overnight. Okay, so you might be thinking that because the Bank of Canada has been dropping the interest rates, buyers will get back into the market and people will start buying these condos. But here's the reality. It takes anywhere between 4 to 6 months before we actually see more buyers re-enter the market. What's going to keep buyers on the sidelines is that they still get a sense of volatility in the real estate market. Historically, the majority of buyers get back into the market when the bank announces that there's likely no more rate cuts down the road. This is another way of saying that mortgage rates are floating around their lowest that they'll be for the next few years. And between now and another 6 months from today, another 4 rate cuts are in the realm of possibilities. These could happen in December before Christmas, January after the New Year, March during March break, and in April just before Easter. So just remember, Christmas, New Year's, March break, and Easter, rate cuts. The second reason why the Toronto condo market won't bounce back in 2025 is because of the foreign buyer ban. Here's a bit of background on what this is and why it's important. On January 1st, 2023, the federal government implemented what's officially called the Prohibition on the Purchase of Residential Property by Non-Canadians Act. But for this video, I'll refer to it as it's more commonly known, which is the foreign buyer ban. It was originally going to end as of January 1st, 2025, but they've extended it by 2 more years, expiring January 1st, 2027. So what is this ban for and why does it exist? It prevents non-Canadians from buying residential property in Canada. The federal government put this in place to address the growing concern of housing affordability. So by blocking foreign buyers, speculative buying by foreign investors is now impossible. So that explains what this is. Now here's why it's important. You might have heard of international buyers buying out entire floors of new condo buildings during the pre-construction condo phases. If you didn't know that, now you know. The problem this creates comes in 2 different ways. First off, these properties are heavily intended for people like first-time home buyers. A deposit structure over 4 or 5 years made these pre-construction condos affordable. But now enter the international buyers and investors who own about 1/3 of the condos in Toronto. Take a look at what it says here. Toronto is heading in the direction of global cities like New York City, London, and Shanghai, where up to 80% of the condo market is taken up by investors. This article was published back in 2023, almost a year into the market correction that we're still in today. It's a scary thought to think that 80% of the Toronto condo supply will be owned by people that don't even live in them, and maybe don't even live in the country. This ends up creating a problem with affordability, which I honestly don't think is a problem that will ever disappear, no matter who ends up getting voted as our prime minister next year. But going back to the foreign buyer ban, people out there are actually suggesting that this ban is not even doing anything. It's not helping the current state of Canadian housing. So here's the point. Blocking foreign buyers does have the benefit of creating what should be more opportunity for local home buyers, but don't forget, there's not enough demand these days due to the lack of condo buyers right now. This lack of demand is going to last for an unknown amount of time. So we'll just keep on sitting on 10,000 active condo listings in the GTA, with 6,200 of those in Toronto, and about 73 more condo buildings coming in 2025, which could add an additional 25,000 units to the existing condo supply. That's a problem. The third and final reason why we won't see a change in the Toronto condo market next year is because they're still unaffordable. But now, how is that possible? If there's too much supply, shouldn't prices come down? I'm not sure if you already knew this, but prices already came down back in 2022. Back then, the average condo price was almost $800,000 in the GTA. When the first rate increase happened, the average price came down and held steady at around $700,000 to $720,000. So for 2 years now, the average price hasn't changed. Where things began to change was during the second quarter of this year, but it was like a blip in the market that went away in the third quarter. And even though prices are holding steady now and interest rates are falling, remember that it still takes about 4 to 6 months before buyers react to the final rate cut set by the Bank of Canada. Don't forget, Christmas, New Year's, March break, and Easter, potential rate cuts. Okay, so let's recap. Here are the 3 reasons why Toronto's condo market won't bounce back in 2025 and why prices will continue to remain low. There's too much condo supply in the market right now. The amount of inventory is going to sit there and take a while before it gets absorbed. While at the same time, more condos are being listed on the market. Buyers could come back, but not at a rate which will create a significant impact to the existing supply. Next, the foreign buyer ban will stick around until 2027. This is in place to block international buyers, which will also keep prices down. And finally, affordability is still a factor. Condo prices have been floating at an average price of $700,000 in the GTA, yet no one is buying. It will get to a point when the bank's overnight rate drops low enough to excite buyers again to re-enter the market, but that could take 4 to 6 months. And even at that point, it's still going to take a long time before the existing supply gets absorbed. If you found this information valuable, then here's what you can do. To stay on top of the market, consider subscribing to my channel to follow for more updates on the Toronto real estate market. New videos are coming out all the time. If you gain value, subscribe and share this video with someone you know. Thanks for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next one.